473 standing strong is yours, you know. The medium and opportunity for you. Make your contribution, let them know. Democracy in Spice Isles is alive and well. Ask you questions, sing and beat you drum. Make you suggestions, encourage them on to walk the straight and narrow in the land. Politics, religion and economic issues, regional, international, spiritual issues too. Agricultural, environmental and trending to subject matter. We fear none, we back down. Freedom of speech is enshrined in the land. God, we freedom, jealous and they in Cuba. Russians and Chinese and lucky like we. Rhine and North Korea, wish they had it too. Most of the Caribbean, lucky like we. Studio Galaxy Day for you and me. Galaxy Equalizer, ready like Freddy. And Studio Galaxy 473 in Canfero. We freedom of speech is sacrosanct. Make use of it. Let no one challenge. Blow your shell, beat your drum, tell others. Like and share, subscribe and discuss it too. Let the world know. Studio Galaxy.
Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program on Studio Galaxy 473 in Confer. We're glad to be back with you again, brothers and sisters who are in the diaspora. Any part of the world you are, and you could get us, share our program, like our program, and subscribe. We are a new kid on the block, so we need your support. We need a blight from you. And the program is very interactive. The number to call is 536-2558. We encourage you to call. We will read your posts also. You can ask questions and make suggestions. Today the topic is why the government lost interest in the farmers. We believe that the government has lost interest in the Grenadian farmers. The government came into power in 2022. I think it was in the latter part of June. And they made some very exciting promise to the farmers. And the farmers was aroused. They voted for the government. You see some of the farmers with hope. The government even brought down some animals. And they make a lot of noise about it. And months has passed. Over $4 million was spent on a couple of hundred animals. And even that too has died out. We are in the Christmas season. And one nutmeg farmer said to me, attended meeting. And he had hope. Because the Nutmeg Association and the Cocoa Association, I believe it is reasonable to consider them as agents of the NDC in particular. And the farmer walked away and they had nothing to give them for the Christmas. My brother with us, Joshua, the correct person. We're still a very Christian society. Some of us are saltless Christians, but we quote the Bible readily. And Joshua have been given a significant name. Sometimes the name you have is like a load, you know.
Yes.
Always remind you, you must walk the street and narrow.
Yes.
My brother, the government seems to have lost the momentum
Yes.
where agriculture is concerned.
Yeah, good morning to everybody in the diaspora, worldwide and at home. It's nice to be here again on this lovely Saturday morning to discuss topical issues that has impact on our country if we get it right. Now, the topic this morning, or the heading this morning, seems to be saying that the government appears to have lost interest in terms of farming. But farming has been struggling for over 50 years. Since we've become independent, it's been struggling. And prior to independence, it was struggling because I think the world was moving in a different direction. We did not have the internet and we could not make the changes necessary to be relevant. And the changes that needed to be made was we needed to get into secondary processing. We needed to industrialize, and we needed to find niche markets that suited us. None of these things really happened. And today, 2025, it hasn't happened. But there was a bit of a fanfare in terms of the last election in terms of farmers. Farmers was very hopeful in terms of this new administration would support agriculture, and agriculture would actually start to rise. But instead, what we've had is that agriculture has dropped from about 7 and I think prior 9% to about 5%. So agriculture is going backwards in terms of GDP contribution to the national budget. But those of you like myself who were very hopeful, and I'm still hopeful in terms of, agriculture, what we've seen is promises made, promises not kept. So we had the promise that we'll have a National Farmers Day. And there was a lot of hysteria about that. I was also very excited because I thought it needed to be a National Farmers Week. We needed to put agriculture at the center of our national development. This was supposed to take place in March. I waited. I've not heard any announcement from the government about that, but that seemed to have fizzled away. And that is so disappointing for farmers. I can't tell you how disappointing it is, because I was hoping that we would see the new breed of sheep and goat and cattle. We'd have all the schools in the playground or pastures, like either in Seamoon or in Tongue, wherever, with all those kind of large, sporting areas cut up, and we'll have different animals in them. We'd have speeches about, the future of agriculture and where we need to go. We'd have prizes, etc. We would have raised agriculture profile to where it should be, not as a forgotten afterthought. So very, very disappointing. The government made a lot of fanfare about the national poultry policy. This was done in 2017 and passed by the then administration without any kind of obstacles or any objection. The new administration came in and they reviewed the policy, and again the cabinet passed it. There were little to no change in it. I think they said they wanted to turn the policy from locally written style, so they wanted FAO to write it as probably an FAO policy. But months has passed, nothing has happened. What really needed to happen in terms of the policy was the regulations needed to be written up, but instead the government just decided to look at what the previous administration do and say, yeah, it's okay. And as a result, a whole industry that has millions invested in it. I personally know, because I've been intimately involved with the investors. There's as much as 30 odd million that has gone into the ground in investment in poultry. There's no regulation. The policy has passed. It's not been implemented. And it appears, without being critical, And this program is not here to be critical, but we're here to ask fair questions. You do all this fanfare, you write all this policy, but where is the implementation?
Momentum. It seems as though they lost the energy.
I don't know, because this is serious business, Mr. Pierre.
But Joshua, this government have more personnel that have been advocating for agriculture than any other political party. You have the Speaker of the House. I think he holds some big posts in nutmeg and cocoa.
He was chairman, I think.
You have the Minister of Tourism. He spent half his life in agriculture, half on the commodity boat, and he only third half. then you have the farmers' representative in the house. He too is on the commodity boats.
Yes.
So we have so much. The government, we must never forget, when the government came into power in 2022, June, they put agriculture so high that they established an advisory lead of about 10 heavyweights in the country.
You were part of that 10?
No, I'm not a heavyweight. I'm a lightweight.
All right.
10 heavyweights in the country. One would have expected a white paper, or a book, or a document.
Yes.
They paid them money, they say, for 6 months to advise the minister.
And you mean they never asked me?
Well, no, they don't. They consider you come out in the rural Grenada. You're not a heavyweight. So, how could it be that after all this energy and these personnels are involved, the government seems to have lost the momentum?
Yeah, it's not so much about the government when I listen to you, Mr. Pierre. It's very hurtful. It's about the people. The people elect you to do their bidding, and to be so high up in terms of, yes, we're going to take you there. Yes, we're with you. Yes, we're with you. And then just to kind of let them go like that, it's very difficult. And what I hear often push is like MOU with nothing in it. The World Bank program. The World Bank program is just ongoing.
From 27 million they had in the World Bank.
Yeah, but it's ongoing from one administration to the next. You just
say, down 400 million.
Yeah, they say we want to reapply.
Michael, if you're listening to us, it's a good time to call. Michael Baptiste, if you're listening to us, it's a good time to call us. No, what is wrong? What is going on? And then we hear the story about the fish.
About what?
That in January, we may not be able to export fish if we do not get
the fish, yeah. I know they're working on it behind the scene, and I wish them all the luck. And I don't want to do anything that kind of impedes them. But, they have to succeed with that. There's too much livelihood at stake, really. I know, from conversation, they're working on it. I pray that they succeed.
We have a caller on the line? Yes, caller. Yes, caller, go right ahead. You touch the button. Yes, caller. We can't hear the caller. You turn down the volume.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, caller.
Yes, we're hearing you.
Good morning, once again.
We have a new technician. We're so glad to have the technician. We're petting him. Thank you, caller.
You had to send him to school before you appoint him,
Good point.
We're trying to train him on the job.
Okay, right, that's not bad. Apprenticeship is good.
Yeah.
Right, so you're talking farmers and returns.
We wonder if the government has lost the momentum.
Lost interest in
Seems
farmers.
to lose interest.
But are you asking me that question?
No, that is the topic.
Are you telling me that?
Why the government lose interest in the farmers?
Well, it's not now. That's a long, long time ago. I said it on your program more than 20 times.
Yeah.
The politicians have no interest in the economic development of the citizens. You heard that?
I agree with you.
Yeah, I heard that.
politicians have no interest in the economic development of the farmers.
Mm-hmm.
I said to the people in the agriculture sector at a senior level, if you lose the farmer, you lose the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to ensure that you maintain the farmer to maintain the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to ensure that the farmer develops,
Uh-huh.
not only maximizing his crop, but the farmers have to maximize the revenue. Because you see, cost is not static. The price you're going to pay for a bag of fertilizer this year is not the same price you're going to pay next year.
Mm-hmm.
So the farmer have to advance to be able to buy the bag next year. So he have to move. And if the farmer is not moving up economically to take care of himself and his family and to maintain the field, obviously what we're experiencing now, we're going to experience that. You see? No. Very, very early in, I don't want to talk politics, but very, very early in this administration tenure, it was said by the Minister of Agriculture then that we're not going to do concrete road, we're going to do binders for the farmers. I said, why? Binders is mud. Binders underwater turns back into liquid. So how much time they're going to do that within a 5 or 10 year period? They're going to waste money. Give the farmer the concrete, water, electricity, yeah, and let the farmer build his house on his farm.
Mm-hmm.
So you get rid of predial larceny personnel, yeah?
Uh-huh.
So the farmer is going to make some money, the government is going to make some money, and everybody going to be happy. No, we want to manage people. Instead of managing the economy, we want to manage people. Tell them what to do, how to do it. Nothing will tell you how to change your clothes, what time you should change your clothes, how often you will change your clothes. You have to forget managing people and manage the economy. Position the economy so that the people will take up the role, and then you'll be able to manage by the revenue they give you. That's not how we manage.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make a law for every single thing because it is not complying. Well, you'll have to make more laws because the more rigid you make the laws, the more difficult the people become. We have to understand that we have to run a country on love and people's development, people's economic development. If people doesn't have money, it doesn't make sense you sitting in an office. The people must make money first for you to get a salary. So they have to develop faster than you. Yes, you have an advantage because you might be able to get a big loan that they can't get based on who you are at that level. But you have to ensure that the farmers or the citizens develop fast to produce the revenue. And if the people are not developing financially, how would you get revenue? And so that's where we are. If we put more interest in people and people's well-being, people's development, we will have a better country to run. Other than that, we're just wasting time. Now, quickly on the poultry industry, because I have been discussing things very, very long ago. And I said 2 mega poultry industry in Grenada, failure. We doesn't have the numbers to eat it. We doesn't have the export to get rid of it. How would we continue with the farm? The farm on the bus. So I suggested that we maintain the small farmers, poultry farmers, bring them together so they can purchase all the seed in bulk together from the suppliers, and then they share it up where the cost will be lower. But help them to stay alive and forget these mega companies. Mega poultry industry in Grenada will never work except you have a large external market. We doesn't have the market here to consume that. So that is a no-no. And poultry is very expensive to run. I have been doing poultry husbandry, so I could tell somebody something. So my thing is that the quicker they could get rid of these mega companies, or bring it back to a minimal and work with the other farmers, process together, they're all going to crumble. They're all going to crumble.
Yes.
You can't. You want to slaughter 35,000 birds per month in Grenada? 2 of you? How? Where are you going to sell that? Who's going to eat that? At what cost? It can't work. So that's why I said to you, Mr. P, maybe you have to take some responsibility, because you at that level, you shop, but I advise people and tell, so this can't work. Don't go into that. It will not work. So I'm giving you part of the blame.
Yes, and we take blame here. We say we have not been making enough noise. We have not been advocating enough. And that's why this program is to provoke discussion.
Have a good day, sir.
Yes, caller, thank you. And we have another caller on the line. Caller, please call back. We sorry we missed you.
Yeah.
Yes. Why the government lost interest?
Yeah, let me run through a little because I don't speak for the government. I only speculate. I speak for myself.
We only provoking discussion.
Yeah. We have a interesting segment that I hope we'll talk about a little bit later. But there's nothing happening with the bee industry. We talk about the bee industry over and over, the potential. We talk about the necessity of the bees for pollination so that we can have an agricultural industry. Nothing happening in terms of the bees. We mention, people livelihood that they could be doing and have been doing on a small scale, scaling up. You never ever hear anything about crab production in terms of we're going to do this, we're going to assist. I mean, it just seems as though the interest in terms of farmers' livelihood is not around. The sea moss industry, Carriacou, Union Island, these are fertile grounds for sea moss. Grenada coastal area, Telescope, Soubise. We have so many young people who are just kind of looking for guidance and direction and really can benefit from this. But instead of us growing and rejuvenating our rural economy, it seems as though there's a loss of interest in terms of agriculture. We have this thing we heard not too long ago, the blue economy, and everybody was asking me, what is this blue economy are you talking about, Josh?
We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome. You got to put on the caller first. Yes, caller, welcome. You hearing me, caller? Not yet. Yes, caller. All right. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
We're having a little difficulty with
The caller. So you're going to call back?
Yeah.
You calling back? All right. Just call him. Yes,
Hello.
yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, Mr. P, how you doing, my brother?
Yes, my brother. Right ahead, man.
Mr. P, this guy, they must forget about the article. I don't know if I want to show it or not what, but anyhow, they must forget because they spend too much time inside Nigeria. Nobody is telling me. This guy's enemy is not in some kind of, some opportunities down there. They can't fool me. Nobody is telling me. The way they're sneaking in and the activities. But anyway, that is what the politicians wrongly does anyway. Is who could perform the best dance.
Gymnastic.
And I think this guy's enemy is so much into power. That's what you're all about.
I'm sorry. You have no credit left.
Yeah. Yes, caller.
The color economic position is very challenging.
That's what the technology is. Yes, the government seems to have lost momentum. They came in with a lot of momentum. They promised some things that some people believe they could have never achieved. Like the Greenlet truck to pick mango and guava and sapodilla. Or topography. The method of our farming is not suited for that. And in addition to that, who is going to rent you or lend you a truck in the evening to go and pick mango and guava in the night? When a truck over 200,000 get damaged, something is wrong. We were promised, the Prime Minister encouraged people to plant black pepper. And obviously, the Prime Minister didn't take any advice from the extension officers. This is not new. I remember during the reign of NDC, I think it was in 1990, every extension officer objected to cutting down Belvedere nutmeg. They advance all kind of reasons. They tell them in the higher belt, bananas would end up with too much disease. It would not do so well. Plant the banana in paradise in Dunfermline in the lower belt. No matter what was done, they felt it that they had to cut down the banda nutmeg that was brought in 1984, planted in Belvedere. A nutmeg tree mature in about 10 years. A banana tree is in 6-9 months. They took millions of dollars in loan and cut down a tree that matured in 10 years to plant a tree that matured in 9 months. And nobody understood why. So the government came back decades after. They met a new generation of people and some old people with the same head. And they made other suggestions that even excited the farmers again. And 3 years into office, they seem to forget agriculture. Even the animals they brought in, we're not hearing nothing about it.
Yeah, I mean, it was such an exciting kind of period for the farmers and the country. We had Adrian Thomas. He has a middle name, Adrian something.
Persuader.
Thomas, you know, as Minister of Agriculture.
He re-emphasized Adrian. He put persuader.
Yeah.
So when you listen to him, you should believe.
Yeah, and you know, there had been little to no progress. And then we have our current minister,
Lennox Andrew Toes.
Yeah, Toes. Lennox Andrews or Toes. Yeah, and he often boasts and claims that he studied developmental economics. Yeah, how to develop the country. But Lennox, you've been there now for a little while. Where is the economic development plan to develop agriculture? We desperately need agriculture to develop because the whole world now recognizes that they've made a mistake over the years with food security and food sovereignty, and all the countries are drawing back now. Yes, they recognize there will always be some things we have to import as countries, but you have to have a base of production, you know, whereby you can kind of control and enhance your food security. We made the silly mistake over the years in the 70s, whereby we killed many countries, especially in Africa, by giving free aid, free food, and the local farmers could never compete. After that, they became dependent in terms of handout. We cannot allow that to happen in Grenada. We've been blessed with reasonable, some people say, great fertile grounds.
If you wish hard, it grows.
Yeah. They say if you stand in one place too long, your shoes go green.
Why you think we have so much bamboo, baliji, and bokano?
Yeah, you know, so we really have to take this, and this is my opinion, we have to take agriculture more seriously, and we have to have implementation, and we have to have evidence of you taking it seriously. We can't continue with this talk, you know, and using this continuous World Bank project that was taken from the last administration and will probably be there in the next administration as evidence that as an administration we have innovation and creativity. We've looked at the problems in the rural community and we have a solution. We need bigger, bolder kind of thinking to move our country forward. Otherwise, what's happening will just continue. Our farmers have basically recoiled into their own little shells again. It's like the farming don't exist anymore.
They say every time the turtle is challenged, you pull in your head.
Oh.
So it seems as though our farmers, I like the word you use, recoil.
Yeah.
You know, pull back the head inside and they're gone to sleep.
Yeah.
But maybe we should look at Lennox Andrew.
Yes.
But by character and nature is a very dramatic individual.
Uh-huh.
And Lennox, we have to ask why Lennox Andrew agreed to cut out the water supply from 22 farmers in Maryville. Now, this thing is ripe for sociological research. We have some bright people in our country. They're supposed to do some political, sociological research. What went on in Lennox Andrew's mind? A man of his dramatic and agricultural and poetic disposition.
Yeah.
How could he, a man like him,
And he has
agree?
he has a sense of humor as well.
Of course, agricultural and poetic
Yeah.
in expression.
Yes, yes. Yes.
Cut out the water from 22 farmers. Practically subsistent farmers. The
Yeah.
farmers poor like church mice. 22 of them.
Yeah.
What is in his mind?
Yeah, yeah.
What caused him to do that? This man, what you say, developmental economics?
Yeah, developmental economics.
He's
I
a
heard.
bright man. He's a bright man.
Yeah, but where's the evidence of the brightness?
Well, I think they have the certificates at the home on the partition.
No.
One of the challenge we have with the University of the West Indies and a lot of our intelligentsia, they don't have the ability
Yeah.
to practicalize the certification.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, take for example myself, like I probably studied my kind of disciplines maybe 40 years ago or so. And unless I make an attempt to continuously keep up, you know, what I learned 40
You turn
years
a clock.
Yeah, 40 years ago is no good
You become obsolete.
yeah,
You learn something 40 years ago, you have not practiced anything.
Yeah, and I think sometimes when I listen, I could tell that, you know, what is being said is things that were like 40, 50 years ago. It's not practicable and it's not applicable to today's situation. And sometimes in one area, there are so many different parts that all have different rules that you have to understand if you're going to work in that area. For example, like if you look at poultry parts have breast, legs, winged, back and neck, you know.
When we were growing up poultry in all these pots,
And all of
we just cut up the fowl and we eat everything. We cut out the neck quite by the head.
And each of them have a different economic
Value.
and pricing challenge. And if you don't understand it, you don't really understand the industry. You know, yes, it's all poultry, but they're very different. The demand, the challenges, the marketing, the sales, the profitability is very different. You'll be surprised that the most profitable thing, you know, in the chicken for the importers is the back and neck. You know why? Because the back and neck doesn't really have a value in North America, Europe, etc. They used to kind of give it away or use it for animal feed. Now the importers buy it so cheap, and it's sold, you know, at a good price here. So it's
And you know, that is absolutely necessary to make your people who are in the lower income group get protein.
Yeah, but we want them to have quality protein. We want them to have breasts.
Well, when
we
you
want
down
them
on
to,
the ground,
we-
protein is protein.
Yeah, we want them.
Whether it's breast or tete, it's still milk.
We want them to have leg. We want them to have thigh. We want to move away from this culture of giving our children bones to eat because it's cheap.
Then you have to have economic situation.
Development, I know that, and that's where we have to be heading. This kind of idea that our beautiful, wonderful, you know, handsome and whatever children, you know, we're giving them back and no, I want them to have breasts.
What they miss in quality, they go make up in quantity. They grind in the bone now.
Yeah.
But it's like a paradox. It's a contradiction. It's a puzzle. How could you have the Ministry of Agriculture cutting off the water from farmers who have had access to that water 26 years now?
It looks like a bad judgment.
So these people have had water under NNP, under NDC, under NNP. 26 years, and the Minister of Agriculture a man of agricultural and poetic drama, a man who have done developmental economics,
Yes.
a man that come from rural Grenada,
Uh-huh.
a man whose grandparents was poor like church mice.
Yeah.
So he of all person would
He-
understand
So-
the economic pain.
Yeah, so according to Keith, he come from the belly.
But how could we have an individual like that?
Yeah.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yes, I'm back again.
Yes, my brother.
So the farmers have to pull back. I was a farmer too, a hard-working farmer, along with my nephews and my father. Very hard-working. I started work for over 10 years as a farmer, right up to at my age, right? Maybe for the last 5 years, I haven't done something much. But in other words, to woo farmers back in the field is no longer, as I said prior, farming to have a nice blue banana field, a blue dashing field or tanya field. Those days are going to sit down in the garden and just looking back and you're enjoying it and you love it for yourself. Beautiful thing. But when you reap it, you put it home and you spoil again. Yeah? Because neighbors give neighbors. You see, the farmers today is a different thing. They farm for money. They farm to survive. They have to buy land. Some of them, they have to build house. They have to take care of the children and so forth. So bottom line is money. And if you are not going to position the system for the farmers to make money, they are not going to go. They're going to back away. And so that is what it is. To counter that, when you don't have the consumption numbers, I am saying you have the hotel industry. You create a market as large as what you want to get. So that's a family of scale. You create a family of scale, economy of scale. And so you eat it right here. You have to get rid of what the farmer produce. And if the farmer is not going to get rid of what he produce, how do you want the farmer to go to the soil? The farmer will not go in the soil for that. Yeah? So bottom line, create a market for the farmer, ask the farmer to work. The farmer should, look, I've been trying to reach the PS for more than 2 years to look at a road where we used to be living. Mount Castle Land Settlement, Mr. Pierre will know that. An area, highly productive area, nutmeg, cocoa, cinnamon, clove, what have you. Well, we left there because the road condition is bad. They started to do something and they left it. So everybody left up there, but now the generation want to go back. I'm trying to get in touch with him for us to speak so he could write it up as a project to get the World Bank to revisit that because they did some work there prior. I can't get in touch with him.
You know,
He's not returning my call.
You know, PSCs and them seldom, if ever, write these projects. It's usually written by private people for them.
Well, yes, I would agree, but they have to initiate it. They have to look
Sometimes
at
they're
it
busy.
and see the feasibility. But this place could be highly productive.
Yeah.
Going back to Mama Can, Poli, and back to Puma, this is area they have to look at again. I doesn't talk because I doesn't see the action, What I'm saying here is what I'm prepared to do if they want me to do it. But
Wonderful.
We have to take care of the farmers in order for us to raise the revenue for the state.
Yeah.
Yes, Collector. I wonder if the government of Grenada realize that the Ministry of Agriculture is the biggest farmer in Grenada. You think they realize that?
No, I don't. Well, they don't act as though they realize it because the attitude is one of like people are too dependent on government. And when you say where is the evidence, it's like a buzzword. Too dependent on government. And what does that mean? You elect a government so that your agenda could be realized. What does that mean, too dependent on government?
The sauce-up growers in this country, I don't know if they had the manager of a meeting with the farmers in recent time, but for the last 3 years, the first 3 years of NDC post-election 22, they did not have the opportunity to get a meeting with the farmers, with the exporters. And most of the exporters was about 10 in number. they was not able to get a meeting with the government to discuss with agriculture what are the issues that affect them.
Right.
And
right.
some of the issues that affect them is similar to what affect the fishing industry.
Yeah, the airlift.
The airlift, the quality, storage facility,
Yeah.
the source of farmers. And you cannot help speaking about that. Because source up is an 18-month, 3 years crop. Our management is full. So we say 3 years.
Yeah.
And the farmers do not have to harvest the source up. The traders harvest it for themselves. And the farmers are given about $3 a pound. They're receiving good money. The money they're getting for source up is like weed money. Good money for source up.
How you know about weed money?
I've had any country long. I know. So they're not able to get a meeting with the government. We spoke on it several times. In the first 3 years at the NDC, I don't know if they met after. They were not able to get a meeting with the ministers to discuss the challenge they face. Now that fish, there's a high possibility or there's a small possibility. Let's be positive.
Yeah.
That they may not get the fish when January 1st comes. The source up farmers get more worried. Because the amount of cargo that the plane was coming here for, fish was
a
bigger contributor.
Yeah.
So they're wondering if the plane would bother with them now for the one source up that they have.
Yeah.
To add insult to injury, the government closed down the pest management unit with about 10 or 12% that was directly addressing the source. In recent time, they reinstated with 3 or 4%.
Okay.
Before you had 10 or 12 people.
Yeah. But there's a fundamental problem going on that we're not mentioning anymore. What is happening about this marketing board? Because to me, having kind of spent time in Miami, what's needed is we want one central buyer that buys all our produce from Grenada, be it salsa, banana, whatever, fish, and then just distribute it. We want a distributor, because what's happening now, I might have a friend in Miami. I send him about, 50 pounds of sauce up. He take it, he go to a little place and he sell it, he make a few dollars, and that's it. We can't operate in this modern age.
But you remember, the government promised them refrigerated trucks. I mean, we have to, it's either the prime minister mad, he don't have sense, or he ill-advised. So I wonder who advising the prime minister on agriculture.
Lennox Thomas or Lennox Andrew has to be. He's the minister.
You have to be. You have to be the dramatist.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you dismantle marketing board in a small country like ours? Economy of scale. And you expect the farmers now to buy refrigerated truck. How many farmers that have the capacity to attempt to buy a sales van?
Yeah. I think, the height of disrespect is marketing board. And I'll tell you why. It's like, it's as though people believe they could treat farmer anyhow. So you tell us, who are we going to make a new and better marketing board? And yes, it's coming in. And then we don't hear nothing. So we are just like fools.
The prime minister said that marketing board wasn't doing the accounts. That's the term they use in economics. I don't know much about economics. When you call an accountant to do, how you call that?
I don't know. You do the books, the
accounts. I find I'm more for tax purpose. But so he say he don't know the economic realities of marketing board. When he took a decision to close it down, he didn't understand. Does that make sense?
He said that?
Well, he didn't say he didn't understand it, but he said what holding them up now, marketing board wasn't giving them the
return,
economic reports.
yeah. But when you speak to the people who was involved in marketing board when NDC took over, the chief executive was convinced that marketing board was viable, and what he had said is that there are very prosperous parts of marketing board that can support the parts that are not prosperous until we could make them prosperous, and there's no need to dismantle marketing board.
the
But he felt that the prime minister wanted to dismantle
The
it.
farmers told the prime minister that, and Michael Battis would tell you, marketing board use 100,000 pounds of sauce up.
Yeah.
Cut it and cut it up to convince the American that we do not have internal feeders. A farmer would not able to do that.
Never.
And during COVID-19, the government encouraged marketing board to continue to buy the farmers' product. So marketing board was buying farmers' product, although they couldn't sell it.
It's a social and economic entity.
Yes, as an incentive.
It's different to other types of businesses. You
don't close down your police station and say, because you have an increase in violence, and say police are profitable. You don't close down the mental institute. You don't close down education. Education is unproductive on paper. 70% of the children that exit school can meet the minimum requirement. Education is unproductive. But you don't close it down, you make it better. So that is the only organization, body you have. And it started in 1979, Maurice Bishop had the M. But the board was there before 1979 in Gary days.
And people and farmers love this kind of marketing board concept
but
so much.
But marketing board is to buy sugar cake from the people who make sugar cake and sell it to the people who want sugar cake. And encourage the people who make sugar cake to make more sugar cake.
Because you see, my idea in terms of marketing board is that, some areas will always struggle, but some areas will be very profitable. Because I know marketing board, if they choose to, they actually have the monopoly on soursop. So they could make millions and millions on soursop. And so, say for example, we want soap. We had a soap factory when I first came to Grenada, and we want to start it up again. It's not profitable, but after 3-4 years, it will be profitable. So we could use the profit, for our developmental interest. Similar to what I've been arguing in terms of, the CBI. We use the CBI and we say we're benefiting, and I don't believe we're benefiting. Individual foreign investors are benefiting.
And the agents.
And the agent. Oh, God, the agents have become rich.
30 million minimum, based upon my unscientific calculation.
The agents have become so rich.
30 million per annum.
They have become so rich as agents. I mean, who set up that system? It's set up for the few, certainly not the ordinary Grenadian. And the system that they have for entry, I think they reduce it so ordinary Grenadians can pay like a 10% or 10,000 to come in. These systems are all colonial system mentality that's being used.
So who is practicing the colonial mentality now? Is it the same people that develop it, or is it us?
Well, who's benefiting? Look at the money, because in your society there's always different strata. There's a strata in our society that really benefits and live a wonderful millionaire kind of life, and there's very little interest in the masses. The masses who are the poor. We don't really have a strong middle class. We have a little middle class. And
shrinking.
Shrinking middle class.
When we were growing up, and you ask anybody in a community, who are the rich people? Whether the people are rich or not. Some of the children working barefooted, but the people say they're rich. They could have named 20. They might have called you rich when you were growing up. They could have named 20 people in a community that they thought was rich. Now if they ask who rich in the community, next thing they say Joshua. So obviously the middle class have shrink.
Yeah, we're shrinking middle class.
But Joshua, you know something that, and I never like to talk about it, but I must.
Okay, go ahead.
We have the nutmeg board and the cocoa board.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they're concerned that the government seems to have lost interest in the farmer.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what's happened, but it seems to me, there's a period, I don't know if I was younger then, but in the 70s where there was kind of activism, people talking about this and that, black power and free Zimbabwe. But it seems that as a country, we've gone quiet to the social issue that we must kind of take an interest in. The churches have gone quiet. The trade union have gone quiet. Everybody gone quiet.
It seems as though the church waiting for God to come. They say, God, think too bad. Come. The Adventists and the evangelicals and the Pentecostals, they don't want these things to stop. They want it to continue. Because they use it as a reference point for their members. They say, you see the trouble there? Come in the church quick.
Yeah.
The Catholics and the older religion, it seems their members say, in the last days, people go leave the church. So when people leave the church, they're not sorry, They're glad. Yeah. They want when God comes, them alone go in heaven.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, so let's go back a little bit deeper.
Famine.
Yeah.
Why is it
that we
all these intelligent and highly sophisticated people on the cocoa board and the nutmeg board are not seeking the interests of the nutmeg and cocoa farmers? Why?
Where's the programs? Where's the development? Where's the continuous improvement? Where's the increase in marketing share? Where's the increase in profit? Where's the
back pay?
Where's the back pay?
You know they have not nutmeg and cocoa have not even brought out a paper, a white paper, or 10 little pointers to help farmers on the cultural practices post the hurricane.
I think I know what happened. I've seen this kind of culture before. When you struggle as a people and a country, and you get position, what happens is that, development stop. Because you're so comfortable with the position and the wages that you're getting. You're just interested in preserving that. Yeah.
And they're getting money now.
Yeah, and they're getting money now. So, because, for example, I looked at the railway in Canada. I did a little study on that and in terms of is railway profitable, etc. And what I found is that the railway didn't make any money. But the investment in terms of what the railway made in terms of malls and building was profitable like nothing.
Multiplying effect.
Yeah. So they own all the plazas. They own most of the malls. They own most of the buildings here, there, everywhere. And that's where the money was coming from, not from the railway fares.
Sometimes I wonder if these highly certificated people are not forced to practicalize the certification. So they come and you see the certificate on a petition.
I wonder if they care. I wonder if they care about their fellow humans. Am I not your brother? I wonder if they understand that.
The gentleman made a statement. He said, what we need is love and economic development.
We do.
Yeah, he said the country needs love. Yeah. He said you're running the country on love and economic development. And I think what we have is a get-rich quick syndrome. For those in power, they become greedy, selfish, get-rich quick syndrome.
Yeah.
You hear some new phraseologies that we have not been using before. Come on now, you're dunce. You're stupid. You're classless. You are a commoner. These, for decades we have not been using these words to demean, to fracture, to describe our own people. I've just responded to something on Facebook. And an individual talking about friends. You don't need all these friends. Well, a small society like ours, We have to seek the interests of others. And that's why I applaud the caller. The gentleman that called twice.
Uh-huh.
He said you run your country on love
And
and
economic.
economic development. And I'll borrow that phrase from him.
Because
yes, scholar, welcome.
Yes, me again.
Yes, yes, my brother. I have to borrow that phrase from you. Yeah.
I copyright that, you know.
Well, I'll steal it.
Send me a check.
Yeah. Love and economic development.
Yes, sure. I'll tell you something. Now you're talking about who is benefit. I believe you get the message, you know. Who are benefiting from the hard work of the citizens? I said prior that we are the slaves of the 15 persons who set themselves up as candidates. And whatever we produce, we are on the estate. We pay taxes for them. Yeah? So they push us to work and they get a benefit. They don't have interest in our personal development. And let me give you a case in point. There is a lady who is doing CMOS in the CMOS business. She's paying people up to $5,000 a month to work. She finds herself in difficulties where she has to take the CMOS from the beach, go through a piece of forest, come out on the main road, take a truck, and bring it right back, almost on the spot where she took it out. Why? Because she needs a road to get to that point. There is an existing road owned by the government, which was not done for many, many years. The lady spent a few $1,000s, and she graded up the place to a certain extent, and then, she needs some assistance. She went to the parliamentary rep and asked him, you know what he said? It is not quarter mile to get to the beach where she has to take the CMOS from. He says, the government will not do road to build house. But the government have an interest in the building industry. You see, because as you say, the benefit not supposed to come to the farmer, because you see, you can't want the farmer to be richer than these people. Once they see you're going to make a lot of money, and I had a case in point where I did a proposal to a government, and I showed them the amount of money I will make, but what I will do, I would walk almost half a mile of road, concrete it, and sponsor every single organization, sporting organization in my constituency. That was wrong. You know, I failed. I was not granted the concession. I was stunned down. They said, no, they're not going to give concession. Yeah? So you're asking the question, or making the statement that who is benefiting? Yes, we are not going to benefit.
Yeah.
And that lady is just limbering. She's continuing. She's not giving up. But the market is very tight for her. All they had to do was to do the road to assist the lady, because she's helping grow the economy and produce for the economy. So the question is not what she's doing or how you're going to benefit the state. It's how much benefit she will get. And so if you're going to be making millionaire here on top of me, no. I'm not going to do it. So you get the answer. The answer is, look, if I don't have an interest, then I don't have an interest in you. Plain and simple. It's not in the interest of the development of the citizens, not only the farmers, the citizens generally. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The system has always been rigged around the world for those people who are the elite who are running the country. The masses never really, benefit from projects like the CBI. What they would argue, and foolishly argue as well. Oh, who's building the hotel? Who's going to be employed? Are those people not benefiting? So this is the foolishness of our mentality. So we are going to get, a year, 5 million. And the investors are going to get 300 million. Who's benefiting? You think I'm a fool to tell me that a few little employment and those who build in, the hotel over a period of 9 months or a year or whatever, that is our benefit, and these are the ones benefiting $1 billion every year, and we have nothing, we're back to square one? What kind of development is that? What kind of mentality is that sells its people for 5 million and give others $1 billion? What kind of mentality does that?
But Joshua, the people who are doing it are not Europeans. It's not white people.
It's our own people.
It's our own sons and daughters.
Yeah, and what for? Because they become an agent and they become a millionaire in
Because
2 years?
most of the people in power today are under 60 years, under 60 to 35 years.
Yeah.
So these are the children of labor. These are our sons and daughters
Oh,
whose
Lord.
parents
Yes.
send them to get initiative. I always say our forefathers recognized that they wanted to control the factors of production. They had capital and they had labor. But they didn't have initiative, so they send their children to university to get initiative. When the children come back, they say the parents are a different class. The parents stupid.
They're
The
chewing their
parents have
bone.
sense. The parents stupid. One girl, I was shocked. She's about 40. She just leaving youths. You know, NNP say youth is 39.
Oh, God.
Most of the world say youth is up to 35. The United Nations say youth is up to 24.
Yeah, I say youth is up to 24.
Well, yes. So she's about 39, 40.
Yeah.
She had so much hard statements from her mother that I intervened. She said the mother had about 9 children. She practically considered she mother as a prostitute. You know? She said the mother have 7 fathers involved in these 9 children, and 2 of them have double fathers. Well, they calling different people names.
Yeah.
And I asked her, is she mother been to secondary school? She said, secondary school. She hardly could read and write. And her grandmother never been to secondary school. But she had the opportunity to have a bachelor's degree. She don't have a child. But if you hear the condemnation
Of
her
the
mother,
mother. Yeah.
and it is similar to what's going on in agriculture. We selected our children and put them in nutmeg board and cocoa board. These people are not big farmers. You know. Long ago, the people who on these boards, the people on this, the people who on this board was the big farmers. Henry Corneli Puzzle and Randall, you know. They were the farmers. We brought our children, highly certificated. We send them to get initiative. And they come back now and they are agents of politics and they're selling out the farm.
Oh, dear.
So we ask the question, why the government lost interest in our Grenadian farmers? We provoke discussion.
The medium and ability for you. Make your contribution, let them know. Democracy in Spice Isles is alive and well. Ask you questions, sing and beat you drum.